Hi everyone, and welcome to another one of Alan's Angling Adventures. It's Saturday, the 1st of January, brand new year, 2022. So happy new year to you all. I'm back up the river again. I'm on the main river today, and this is Mock Bridge, where I fished the last time I fished the main river, and there's quite a bit of activity out there at the moment, quite a few fish topping, so I'm quite excited. Mark's with me today. He's fishing further down the river. Starting off on the waggler, and occasionally I'll be using the feeder, see if we can pick up a bream. So it's, I think fish wise, I think you're looking at mostly roach and bream. That's the main quarry, I would imagine. There may be a few surprises, we'll have to wait and see. But the river's a lot higher than what it was when we fished here before. A lot higher. It's a couple of feet higher actually, but it's running through lovely. So we're going to start off on the waggler, and then as I say, I'll probably interact with the feeder now and again and see if we can pick up a bream on the feeder. It's mild again, and I think we're gonna have some sunshine. Look at that up there. I'm not very good at birds, but I'll see if I can show you it. Up there, I don't know if the camera's picking it up. Look at it, just hovering. Lovely sight. I've got no idea what it is. No idea. As I say, I'm not very good at birds. Lovely. Anyway, I've knocked my ground bait up, so I'm just going to get my rod set up, everything's set up and ready to go, and I'll catch up with you in a minute when I'm fishing, so see you soon. Time wise, it's 10 to 9. And let's have the first cast of the session. So there's been a lot of fish topping out there. Now I don't think it'll be too long before I put the feeder rod out there, because there's definitely signs of bream out there as well. Got this sun in my eyes, which is a bit annoying, but yes, first one of the session. First one of the session, little roach. So off the mark with a small roach. There's plenty of bites out there. Yes. Oh, roach number 2. No, it's not. It's a skimmer. And there we have it, fish number 2, a skimmer. Great stuff. That's 2 fish, 2 different species. Right, so in a minute I might turn to the feeder. Look, we see. And if we're catching bream on the float, then great stuff. I started off on the waggler, had a couple of small fish, but what I'm going to do now, I'm going to change to the feeder because there's definitely some activity out there with the bream, so I'm going to have a go on that. So let's have a go. I've got that sun in my eyes which is playing havoc with me at the moment. Right, try a couple of worms on there. And we see how we go from here. £6 line with a £5 hook length on there. Let's see. And a guru gripper feeder. I'll put the feeder out there now. So I've had a couple of fish on the float, a small roach and a small skimmer. But because I've seen a lot of bream activity out there, I've decided to put the feeder out there and see how we go from here with a worm on the size 14 hook. Now let's get myself sorted out here a bit. It's a lovely morning again, very mild. Yeah, it's very mild. Mark's just fishing along from me. I'm going to see how he's getting on in a minute. Just had those couple of small fish on the float. I thought I'd have a go for some of these bream on the feeder. I've got the sun blinding me at the moment, right in front of me. I haven't brought my hat with me today either. I must admit I enjoyed my last session immensely. That was brilliant, that was. After them chub. I think I should certainly have another go for them, but somewhere different next time. Not a breath of wind now. I might even end up taking my coat off in a minute. It's unbelievable, you know, for the first day of January. I'm still on the 2 fish. I've just put a caster on now. I made the mistake today of not bringing my peaked cap with me, and that sun is blinding me. I can't see a thing. It's unbelievable weather though, really is, for this time of year. As I say, the river's really up today. It's a good couple of feet high, higher than what it should be. So I'm going to give it a little while on the float and then I'm going to go back to the feeder. Well, fish number 3 and roach number 2. So it's just the 2 roach and a skimmer up to now. I'm back on the float again. Single red maggot on a size 18 hook. It's a bit slower than what I thought it was going to be. As I keep saying, this sun is really blinding now. I can hardly see anything, to be honest with you. I'm almost fishing blind here. So the one day that I didn't bring my hat with me, and I really do need it today. I'm not quite halfway out, fishing about just under halfway out, I suppose. Just feeding a couple of golf ball sizes of ground bait. £3 main line, and I think the hook length is about £1.5 pounds with a size 18 hook on and a single red maggot. It is slow. No, I'm on the feeder now. It's about 20 to 12, half 11, 20 to 12. I've had a few small stuff, you know, bits and pieces, a few small roach, skimmer, small skimmer on the float, but I've also changed swims as well. I was struggling down there with the sun like blazing in my eyes. I couldn't see a thing. As I said earlier, I haven't brought my hat with me, so I've moved up a bit. I've had a few goes on the stick float as well close in. I've had a couple of small ones on that, but I've now changed to the feeder. See if we can pick up a bream or something. Bit of a struggle today, to be honest. The old sun's gone in now behind the clouds. It's still very mild. There's a bite there. Hey. First one on the feeder. First one on the feeder, and it's Mr. Roach. Yep. So I'm not sure when I'm going to get out again now, because so I'm back at work next week on Tuesday. So it's probably going to be at least a couple of weekends before I can get out again. Do look roachy though. Yeah, definitely roachy bites. Bit different to the bites I was getting on the last session for those chub. Cool, blimey. I didn't mess about with it at all. Not this time. Just keep casting it out in the same spot. Must say there are some chubby swims up here. I will give it a go for some chub up here and all. go again. Using my MIDI bomb-proof rod today. MIDI bomb-proof feeder rod. So it's very patchy on the float. I started off on the waggler, had a few, had one or two on the stick float close in, but it's very patchy. I don't know what it's like for chub up here, whether any chub get caught on this stretch. I would imagine they do. As I say, it does look definitely some chubby swims here. I mean, just up there to my right, I'll show you. Up there, you've got all that, all those branches and tree roots and that all across the water. There's got to be some chub there, you would have thought. That's definitely a species I'm going to be going more for in the future. It really is exciting stuff, really is brilliant going for them chub. It certainly has clouded over now. Up there, definitely roachy bites. Not this time. As I say, I don't know quite when I'm going to get out again yet. It'll be a couple of weeks time, 2 or 3 weeks time I think, the next one. I'm actually more or less fishing the swim that Mark fished, I believe, the last time we came here. I think this was the one he fished. It might be this time. Mr. Roach. Mr. Roach. Biggest one so far today. Here we are. seems to be the way to go, I think. I'm going to stick with that seems to be the way to go. I'm going to stick with the feeder. It's all 3 red maggots on. So I've lost a lot of time today, really, messing about in that. I wasn't happy in that first swim. You know, I couldn't, the sun was blinding me, and hopefully I've still got time to be able to pick up a few here. This feels better. Oh, that's a shame. That felt better. I don't know what that was I just lost, but it was definitely something half decent on there. The bite was different as well. It didn't look like a roachy bite. It was a slow pull round. Now whether it was a bream, it could have been a bream. Well, little perch. I'm still getting bites. Just catapulted some hemp out there. I just had a chat with Mark. He's had about 20 fish up to now. Mostly roach, I think. I suppose I've had about, I don't know, about 8. Roughly about 8 fish. It's enjoyable though. Well, whenever you're about to have a bit of dinner or make your tea, a fish comes along, another roach. Right, I don't know how many that is I've had. It's not a lot, but it's sort of every now and again, like, you know. But we'll keep persevering. Hopefully we might get a bream or something, don't know. Right, I'll get this back out there, I'm going to have a bite to eat. Right, it's about 1:45 now. I suppose I've had roughly about 9 fish. A skimmer, a perch, and about 7 roach. The water's actually come up a little bit. I reckon it's come up about a foot. There we go. Like a roach bite then. Well, I'll tell you what I've done now. You see them branches and roots and that sticking out the water over there. I've just cast tight over. I've taken a risk because I could get snagged up easy over there, but I've just cast out over there right tight to it just to see if there's any air, because it looks perchy. Now we'll see. What a difference this session is to the last one I had. You know, like I say, that chub session was absolutely brilliant, you know, non-stop action really. This one's been a real struggle today for me. But that's fishing, I suppose, that's the way it goes. It's definitely got colder. There we go, as I speak. taps. We keep getting the odd shower now as well. Basically it really, just the odd few, the odd tap now and again. Well, this is turning out to be a real struggle, this session. I haven't had nothing for the last couple of hours now, and the bites are very sparse. I went back on the stick float again just now, but there's nothing on that, so I'm back still on the feeder now. But I've had the odd bite, but I ain't had nothing since, well, the last fish I caught a couple of hours ago. Just had a nice chat with the angler fishing a bit further up. He's got his own Facebook page. I think it's called Angling on the Bank, or Anglers on the Bank, which I'm pretty sure is worth looking up. But it really has gone quiet. Well, I think we're going to give it about another half an hour. It really is a struggle. A real struggle. So we will have a look, see what I have actually caught at the end of the session. It's not a lot, but at least it's something in there. So I don't know when I'm going to be out again, probably in a couple of weeks' time, 2 or 3 weeks' time, weather permitting. It may be another jump session, not sure yet. So I enjoyed that walk. So much that last session, you know. I'll try somewhere else. Chub, we'll see. Or I might go back up there and have another one. Might try on the float. Just see, you know, no harm in trying. Certainly looks a good spot for float fishing up there, letting that float run up. Well, it's about 3 o'clock now, so we're going to pack up. Let's just see what I've caught anyway, which isn't a great deal today, I'm afraid. In fact, it's quite pitiful, to be honest with you. Still. Really hard going. With that one probably being the biggest fish of the session. So let's see how many we've got. Not many. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6. The only skimmer of the session, and that came, I think it was about the first or second fish I caught, second I think. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and the last one, number 14. So 14 fish. A struggle, but that's the way it goes sometimes. Right, well anyway, thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you again on the next one, which will be it's about 2 weeks time, 2 or 3 weeks time, weather permitting. So enjoy your own angling, and I'll see you again on the next one. Bye for now.